dear students, before we begin this lesson, let's look back and recall what we have learnt from our previous session. We have learnt what is agriculture, the transformation from a plant to finished product involves three types of economic activities and factors influencing agriculture. You all know agriculture, also known as farming, can be considered as a farming system. So let's understand about farming system in this session. Farming is a system in which various inputs and processes are involved to obtain production. Very simplest way, remember the farming system has three components. They are input, process and output. Input involves seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, machinery, labor. Process is the processing activities like tilting, weeding, spraying, irrigating or harvesting. And now output. Output is the final product like crops and animal produce. Farming can be classified into two main types. They are subsistence farming and commercial farming. Subsistence means existence, something that exists, continuance. The main feature of this farming are it is practiced to meet the needs of the farmer's family. It is done on a small patch of land. It involves simple tools and human labor. It gives little surplus for marketing and brings less or no profit to the farmer's family. This subsistence farming further classified into two types. They are intensive subsistence farming and primitive subsistence farming. Intensive subsistence farming, here the cultivators cultivate a small plot of land with simple tools and household labor. Yearly, more than one crop they get if or it depends on the right climate, soil as well as rainfall or other means of irrigation. Primitive subsistence farming, this is also a small scale farming of primitive nature. This primitive subsistence farming again divided into two. They are shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. In shifting cultivation, it is practiced in a thickly forested area where rainfall is more and the ground vegetation regenerates very quickly. Here, this method is little different. Cultivators, they cut the tree tops to allow the sunlight to touch the ground and set fire to clear the field. After that, they spread ash from the firing which contains potash to fertilize the soil. And they broadcast seeds, no tilting here. Once the crop is ready, harvested, they cut it, pack it and shift to other forest. And nomadic herding, here the nomads or herdmen, they move from one place to another with their cattle in search of fodder and water. Now, as they rear animals, the end product of this farming is animal produce. Now, we are going to learn another important part of the farming, which is called commercial farming. This commercial farming, the main characteristics of these farmings are, it is designed for the large market, it is viewed with regard to profit, it is practiced on a big plot of land with latest technology and machinery, and this farming needs large number of labor and huge capital. The uses of HYV seeds brings large scale production. This commercial farming again further divided into three. They are commercial grain farming, mixed farming and plantation. In commercial grain farming, grains like rice, wheat, maize, millets, etc. grown to sell in the market to get profit. And now the mixed farming. In mixed farming, crops are grown and animals are reared. As the cultivators keep animal with them along with their cultivations, so this brings little extra income to them. The last one is a plantation. Here the plantation crops like tea, coffee, cotton, sugar cane, they are grown for a large market. So here they need, in this farming, they need the large number of labor and huge capital. Generally, the factory that processes the out product of these farms is located nearby places. Now let's recapture and look what we have learned out of this session. What would be our takeaway home? We have learned farming system, which is classified into two. One is called subsistence farming and commercial farming. Subsistence farming further divided into two. They are called intensive subsistence farming and primitive subsistence farming. Primitive subsistence farming further classified into two. They are called shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. Commercial farming divided into three types. They are called commercial grain farming, mixed farming and plantations. I hope I'm clear enough in this session. Thank you.